This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and this is the month of May. Welcome to IndyCar on Fox. Welcome to the Sonsio Grand Prix.
On behalf of Sonsio Grand Prix, happy Mother's Day. Drivers, start your engine!
Happy everybody.
They look up to see the green flag, and it waves now for them, and we are racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Sonsio Grand Prix. Alex Palou hugging that wall all the way down to turn one with a massive braking point coming for them all.
Rahal knows he has a tire advantage, and he makes it work to the outside. Brilliant stuff. He hasn't won in 129 races. He gets it done in turn one.
Well, it's not over yet, guys. Turn four, big action, 3 wide behind. That's one of the ECR machines. Rasmussen trying to get sporty there on those soft tires. Single file has to be through the chicane. So far, everyone playing nice.
Rahal had one job, make those tires count at the start, and boy has he done it. He leads this race as Power takes a look at the McLaren ahead of him, all pretty neat and tidy.
And the grip comes into those hards.
Man, you can see the bite from
Rahal's
tires. At the back, there's spin and maybe contact as one of the Prema cars is at the back of the line, and Colton Herta with a powertrain maybe issue. Looked like smoke, maybe fire at the back of his car.
As Pato Award takes a look up the inside of Scott McLaughlin, will run him towards the curb, and McLaughlin gets his elbows out and says it's not going to be that easy.
Jack, what's going on with Colton Herta?
Oh, I'm in the box and everything is happening down here. They started off by just replacing the front wing. Then they added fuel. And then they decided to change tires, but not very normal sequence, but that seemed very on-the-fly decision-making. Not sure the crew guys were prepared for the call from the team there.
Rasmussen coming under big pressure from the McLaren behind, and look at this, Colton Herta now a lap behind the leaders as they fly down the start-finish stretch.
And Colton Herta is going to cause all kinds of issues, maybe for Pato Award or Scott McLaughlin, as he comes out in between the RLL teammates of DeFrancesco and Louis Foster, who are doing a brilliant job to stick with the top four.
I'm just going to say, not sticking with, Devlin DeFrancesco up into the top 3 +2 on the start and doing a great job maintaining that position. And now you see more smoke. Is that it almost looks like a flat tire with Colton Herta. There was smoke coming out of the back of that car. Was it the floor dragging? He's just changed tires. Now he seems to be all right there, but some sort of issue.
Something dragging.
Something dragging on that 26 machine.
Important move for Louis Foster to pull that one off as he is on those new tires. We get a look at the contact at the rear. That's Connor Daly making the move, getting tagged just a touch by the Prema. I couldn't see if that was Ilott. It was Ilott, and Ilott gets bumped. Ilott gets bumped from behind in the Prema. We ride on board with Colton Herta. And that's what happened. His front wing got just nicked.
Apologies for that, but yeah, Bizarre have the same issue again.
Power putting the move on Herta, who has a lap down, can't really defend it. Oh, almost contact between the 60 and the 20 of Alexander Rossi, as Will Power making his way past Colton Herta, who continues to drop at a lap down on the field. The pace has stabilized. His teammate, though, Marcus Ericsson, into the pit lane as Felix Rosenqvist goes to put the move, and it's a nice one on Santino Ferrucci, and Ferrucci's now lost 3 positions in 3 laps on those hard tires. First to Christian Lundgaard, then to Scott Dixon, now to, it wasn't Rosenqvist, my apologies, that was Armstrong getting past him.
Tough day for Andretti Global. We'll take another look at Marcus Ericsson, who I think had some kind of a drivetrain issue coming off of turn 12. Let's listen here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that sounds awful.
I mean, it sounded like it was running on 2 of the 6 cylinders.
Siegel will aim to get the job done as well, and he should do with some ease. Ferrucci way off the pace as Newgarden now comes under pressure from David Malukas. Trying around the outside. Newgarden has him covered for the moment.
And you know Newgarden's thinking, I fought so hard just to get the 4 or 5 spots at the start. Now, 9 laps in, there's no way he's going to want to give one up. Head down, Joseph Newgarden still trying to fight forward. Here comes another move.
Up ahead, but not for long. It's a lovely late move from Joseph Newgarden up and on the inside of Stingray, who tries to fight it back. But Newgarden has the position, has the track position in what could be a hugely consequential moment. Rinus VeeKay, the first guy to stop, puts on a set of sticker red, softer compound tires, and that is just 15 laps into this 85 lap contest. We'd expect a stint to last around 20 to 25. Much earlier than expected, guys.
They've taken the 28 back to the garages. Marcus Ericsson here with me. Have they been able to figure out what the issue was?
No, I don't know what it was. It was, you know, something broke. Obviously, we lost power, and yeah, we don't know what it was yet. So it's something big because we just lost power. Really, from the start, it felt like we were low on power. So I don't know, something was going on, and then it just blew up. So we need to figure out what happened there.
Thanks.
Foster down to 5th, McLaughlin down up to 4th, I should say, is now the moment where Foster starts to struggle with his tires, as he has done in all of his 4 IndyCar races so far. The rookie, it looks to be a pretty easy path for Pato O'Ward alongside, and will have the inside line for turn 1. The McLaren driver makes that one stick.
Textbook for Pato O'Ward, and further up, I'm really impressed that DeFrancesco has started to catch the back of Alex Palou. And James, I think they both started on the used soft tires, so Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan showing great force at the front.
Alex Palou, you see up there in the pit lane. This is going to be a big one. And Jackie's coming to you now.
He is. The team have got a used set of the black, harder primary tire. What's really interesting about this, James, love you to expand on it, he's essentially getting out now his 2 worst tires. He started on the used red. He's going to use blacks. What do you think that means for him strategy later in the race?
Look, I think, you know, starting on the reds was a smart move. When you're in traffic, when you're on those first few laps, that's the easiest time to gain and lose. You wanted that extra grip. I think they're going to save their last set of reds, which is a brand new set, for the end of the race. Let's get these 2 hard stints out in the middle here and save your best tires progressively for later in the race.
In now comes Devlin DeFrancesco from 2nd, Georgia.
And unlike his teammates, he did not start on the sticker reds. They are going on right now. They're going to leave the wing the same. And the biggest thing for Devlin is just to have a smoothly executed day.
Ward rolling down the pit lane. He is going to get off a used set of the softs. He's still got a sticker, new set to go. This is a primary set. He told me after the warm-up, the primaries are better than he thought. A little bobble exiting pit lane, not too bad though for Aaron McLaren.
So let's see where these guys blend out. It was that battle with DeFrancesco and Alex Palou. Here comes Palou down the front straightaway. DeFrancesco will be beat quite easily out to the line. He'll have a chance to accelerate. Where does O'Ward come out?
But here's the fascinating thing as well, Townsend. Palou has gone onto used hards. Dev is back on the softs. A really intriguing roll of the dice by RLL to go soft for their first 2 stints. We have this new tire rule this weekend, and already we're seeing very different strategies employed by the different teams.
Sure, he doesn't fall into the throes of Alex Palou.
Foster on the inside of Lundgaard down into turn 1, forces him off and makes the move. Now Rossi trying to fight back against the guy who is in the car he drove last year. Can't hang it around the outside. All coming unglued here.
The rookie getting his elbows out. Georgia, you're getting ready for Graham Rahal. In he comes.
And Graham Rahal told me earlier today, we're going to see what Palou does. That's our plan. He's going to a sticker set of black tires. They're going to fill it up with fuel, and he's down and away.
Meanwhile, Graham Rahal continues to lead here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road course to the tune of almost a second from Alex Palou, with McLaughlin 3rd. DeFrancesco now down to 4th, and O'Ward in 5th.
Graham Rahal, he told me, is the fact that he's been 2nd here 3 times, 2015, 2020, and 2023. So he said today he's going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. They're going to see what Palou does, but expect for him to be aggressive.
A little bit of contact. You see it here, just not quite sure. You know, Rinus doesn't know he's coming, and then off the exit there, just gets into the back of him as he lifts off the throttle.
There is the man who has led almost every lap of this contest so far, Graham Rahal, taking the lead from P2 on the grid with a phenomenal start. Alex Palou slipping down from the pole to 2nd place. Scott McLaughlin making his way up after Louis Foster started to drop as his tires went off. Foster now finds himself 7th with the P2 man in the championship, Christian Lundgaard, biting at his heels.
Come on, get this guy out of the way. Brian, right now they won't give us any help, buddy.
Well, not happy with that decision, as not only is he staring at the potential of his first win since 2017, but at the moment staring at the rear wing of a car that he really doesn't need or want to be.
Alex Palou having a tough time to close on Graham Rahal, and Graham has burned, though, a lot of seconds, so maybe he was on the button pretty heavily because he burned about 10 seconds that lap.
I think he was, and here's the extra frustrating thing as we see Colton Herta in the top of your screen coming in for his next service. When this stint started, Graham had about a 30-second advantage on push-to-pass over Palou. That was going to be so important later in the race. Now he's at a 10-second deficit. This is really, really not going Graham's way.
And both in together, Rahal and Palou in together. It will be a fight between the two teams in pit lane. RLL versus Ganassi, Georgia.
The progression for Graham Rahal, sticker softs, sticker hards, and now a set of used softs for the 15. They're copying Alex Palou. They're going to put those tires on, fill it up with the Shell Renewable Race Fuel, and he's got it away. Jack.
This is a huge, huge stop here for the 10. Not only are they battling the 15 of Graham Rahal on pit lane, they're also needing to cover the undercut of Scott McLaughlin. A set of brand new hard compound tyres there. It's not the fastest stop I've seen out of the 10, but it's pretty good, and I think that's Graham who's just beat him out.
So Palou gets going once again, almost alongside him, but they come in that order. They leave in that order. Rahal just ahead of Palou.
But guess who's coming? Scott McLaughlin side by side there with Colton Herta, and importantly, Colton Herta passing the guy who's trying to make it work on the undercut.
And that's a guy a lap down, messing with a guy fighting for the race win. I don't love that. Not a great look, but Colton just trying to do his thing. Graham has the tire advantage with the soft tires to Palou's hard.
But desperate. What massive disappointment as now here comes Colton Herta past Palou.
One more car and Colton Herta is back on the lead lap. I know it came at the expense of Scotty Mack on his undercut, but Herta has the pace right now on the softer tire.
And Palou will try and use that slipstream so he doesn't have to use his push to pass. Stay with him, hunt with him, and hope that Rahal just lets him through and he can slide by with him. But what about the teams? RLL getting the job done to keep their man ahead of Alex Palou, and we know how brilliant Ganassi have been on pit lane all season.
They're one of the quickest every single race weekend, in the top 5 in the pit stop leaderboard on the season.
But he's got to remember, Colton Herta still has a shot as Pato O'Ward gets by the 51 of Jacob Abel over in turn 4.
He's going to have to hold on, put in the drive of his life, not just to win this thing, but to hang on to a podium.
He's got so much talent behind him, and he's got so much advantage behind him in terms of those drivers having those soft tires to use. And you look at somebody like Will Power, guys, he still has 116 seconds of push to pass.
Wow.
One of the fastest drivers in the history of IndyCar racing.
Here comes Alex Palou at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rahal trying to defend, and Palou gets right up on the inside of him, coming down into the hard braking zone. Left-hander. Palou didn't need to wait for the pit stop. He retakes the lead from pole position back to second, now up to first. Palou with a great move to take that away from Graham Rahal.
Fighting the back end. As we take a look back at the pass, down into 7, rotors glowing. IndyCar's working hard. IndyCar drivers working hard in the cockpit. Graham, really not much he could do at that point. Those reds going off.
And this is what Alex Palou does. Week in, week out. Waits for his moment, seizes his opportunity, pounces and runs away. 2 seconds. 2 seconds already, the gap between Graham Rahal and Alex Palou. Started on used softs, moved to use hards, then onto new hards. Still has his new soft tires to run for the final stint here. Alex Palou putting on another masterclass.
On board again, looking out the back of Graham Rahal, and at this point, gotta think he's coming to pit lane.
And we saw from the graphic less than 30 seconds of push to pass remain for Rahal, who does now jump to the pit lane for what will be his final stop. He will be ever so glad to have a fresh set of tires, but are they the tires that will take him to the podium, Georgia?
Graham Rahal actually wanted to come in a lap earlier. He told the team he felt like the left rear was coming down to the cords, but they asked him to stay out one more lap. But you guys are right, he's going to go to his last set of sticker hard tires. Graham Rahal.
doesn't get the drop down, was being called out almost into the path of another car. It is not just a slow stop, but one that may just take him out of contention for the podium.
Totally, that was a disaster.
0% chance of a podium now. You've got guys like Award, Power, and Dixon. McLaughlin was already around him, essentially. He was not going to struggle.
Pato Award's team was eyeing a position on Graham Rahal, knowing how he had to finish. He's been the second fastest behind Palou the last few laps and back out. Jack.
Yeah, the number 3 of Scott McLaughlin, those thirsty threes. Nice stop there. He's going to finish this race on a brand new set of soft tires.
You see all those new reds. That's not what somebody finishing on the hards wants to see. Guys like Graham Rahal, even though he will have fallen well back, let's see if we can keep track of how far back. There's Graham on the right. The 2 cars, he's going to be back behind both McLaughlin and Award.
And Award has jumped McLaughlin. Will Palou pit? Yes, he will. From the lead, Alex Palou in the number 10 DHL Honda comes to pit lane to be serviced once again.
Palou was be patient. That was the message behind Graham. When the moment came, he took it. As you can see, they're putting on those brand new red softer tires. It's a full fuel fill here. And actually, just as the 10 leaves, the 12 comes back straight in. Will Power has had a really good day. He's the driver with the most amount of wins here. And he told me how much he loves racing at this place and how much he loves winning here.
Power gets out a brilliant stop for the 10 crew, and you could see them celebrating, punching fists with each other. They know they have serviced their man and sent him as fast as they could, giving him the best opportunity of the win, as Award just flashes through ahead of Will Power, and that is meaningful because that means Power is in position for the podium as well. Itke, who started 24th and currently sits 9th, and we have a car
David
on the
Malukas
grass.
is off, and
It's
it
Malukas.
stops. James,
You said
Will,
It's not.
it could be a caution.
It's not a caution.
over 400 green flag consecutive laps in IndyCar in 2025 comes to an end. The commentator's curse continues with Townsend Bell saying, can anything happen to ruin this for Palou? The answer is yes.
Palou with a monster jump, and now snakes his way down the front straightaway to try to break the draft for Award.
Pato Award going with him, trying to get tucked up into the slipstream, has a great run, looks to the inside, but Palou defends, and Pato will have to come inside, and Scott Dixon making the move around the outside of Graham Rahal for 5th.
Great move from Dixie, using those soft tires around the outside, had the inside for turn 1. You see push to pass there. Cannot figure out how he is able to do this so consistently. Different racetracks, different types of racetracks, different phases of the race.
Tire compounds, blacks, reds, doesn't matter.
New, used,
But
nothing phases him.
now, he's already won 3 championships, but what he's doing this season is a significant step above what he's already shown us, which is amazing technique and ability.
Conversation of champions as Joseph Newgarden gets to put the move on Felix Rosenquist. A little lock up at the front left. And
Almost
Rosie gets
contact.
back, sliding around with 5 to go.
So frustrating from the driver's seat if you're Newgarden.
But this man, Alex Palou, once again has done everything he needed to do. He came into this weekend looking at statistics that were on par with some of the greatest this sport has ever known. We talk about the greats, the Unsers, the Andrettis, AJ Foyt. Alex Palou's record this season matches them all. He wins 4 from the first 5. Incredible.
Yahoo! Let's go! Thank you so much, guys. What a team! You guys make me look so good on track. Thank you.